Now, I don't think it's fair that the enemy can attack the player, but the player can't attack the enemy. So that's create a mechanism where the player can shoot fireballs at the enemy. I think that would be pretty fun. So let's go to our art pack again. That's fine. There should be an image that's suitable for, here we go, fireball. All right, so this is what the image looks like. Okay, so we're going to use that as our weapon. Okay, again, drag that into your project. And then I'm going to put in a scene as well, just so that we can tweak it a little bit. Okay, we want this to have a collider. Alright, so let's do the circle collider again. Again, it's too big, and the reason for that is because the image is not properly trimmed. So you can see that the image is actually much bigger than the file itself is much bigger than the image there. We can go and tweak the image in Photoshop or some other softwares. For now, we're not going to worry about it too much. It's just, I'm going to make this a bit bigger. And also, let's just change the radius to something like that, so it fits in with the image. The circle collider. Let's add a rigid body to it as well. Okay. A collider and a rigid body. And I want to make sure that we have gravity applied, so we're going to use the physics to determine how the fireball moves. And what I want to create is something like what we see in Super Mario Brothers, where the fireball comes out at an angle and it sort of bounces off the ground. And we're going to use physics for that. So we want this to have gravity and various different physics applied to it. Okay, so we have these two ready. Next thing we want to do is applying a physics material to it, so we can control the bounciness of it, and I want it to be really bouncy. Right, so we've done this earlier with the wall, so now let's just go to create physics 2D material. I'm going to call this bounce 4 fireball. I'm going to put this in my folder here, just keeping things organized. Okay, and click on this physics material that we just created. I'm going to remove friction, and then I'm going to give it a bounciness of 1, so that's going to make it really bouncy. And I'm going to put this here, right? So we're going to put this physics material that we just created into the collider material. Okay, so if we just play this, pay attention to the fireball here, see how it's really bouncy. It's not losing much momentum at all, because bounciness was 1 being the highest number you can go. Okay, so that's good. That's kind of cool. Now, before we continue, I want to make sure that we make fireball into a prefab. And the easiest way to do that is just by dragging it into your project panel. Now, why do I want it to be a prefab? Because I want to be able to instantiate it. Right? I want to be able to continuously create new ones when the player clicks on the fire button, right? Clicks on the shoot button. So there we have that prefab, and let's get rid of that. Great, save.